Welcome to Storytime. Chip and Dale notice that there's 2 Twilight Towns, which is definitely more than the usual amount of Twilight Towns. The group finds Pence, Hayner, and Olette hurt after being attacked by nobodies while looking for Kyrie. They've begun to think there's a second Twilight Town since Sora has some items that are one of a kind. Mickey appears, having found that Ansem the Wise has snuck into Organization XIII's base. Everyone heads into the old mansion, finding the computer that housed the data Twilight Town, which should have a portal to the world that never was. They enter Betwixt and Between, which is basically a nobody-specific corridor of darkness where they're attacked by countless nobodies. Axel arrives and attacks them, fighting alongside Sora. In order to buy Sora enough time to escape, Axel uses his full power, and although it defeats the enemy, it's too much strain on his body. He admits to Sora that he just wanted to see Roxas again, to feel like he had a heart. He tells Sora Kyrie is in the castle before fading away.
Axel, what were you trying to do?
I wanted to see Roxas. He was the only one I liked. He made me feel like I had a heart. It's kind of funny. You make me feel the same. Kyrie's in the castle dungeon. Now go!
Axel.
Sora, Donald, Goofy, and Mickey enter the world that never was. On their way to the castle, Sora suddenly finds himself face to face with Roxas. The two are transported to a battlefield within Sora's heart, and Roxas attacks him. Roxas resents Sora for being the one who gets to exist, and initially has the upper hand, but Sora manages to best him. Roxas finally accepts Sora and trusts him to discover whether he, Axel, and Naminé ever really had hearts or not. Before he fully merges into Sora, he and Axel have a final moment in what we can call some sort of nobody purgatory or something, before they both stop existing. This scene may have been a metaphor, but we're going to go ahead and assume it was real because it's a beautiful goodbye.
Well, I should go. Sora's waiting for me.
Yeah, I suppose he is. Man, this is some good ice cream, huh?
Take care. Okay?
Right back at you, buddy.
Sora comes back to the others and they continue on. Kyrie and Pluto are being kept in a cell in the castle, but Naminé arrives to free her. When they touch hands, Naminé becomes part of Kyrie again, and the light reacts with the Keyblade and creates a bridge to get Sora and the others to the castle. Sykes finds the girls and wants to take Kyrie back, but Riku arrives defeating Sykes' backup. Having accepted his darkness and taking control of his heart, he's able to create a new Keyblade for himself, Way to the Dawn. Sykes decides to leave and go mess with Sora instead, revealing to him that Kingdom Hearts is just about complete. It needs one more little push to be successful, so Sykes spawns a bunch of Heartless to swarm Sora. Kyrie arrives and fearlessly runs to help him before getting swarmed herself. In a shining burst of long-awaited agency, Kyrie's own Keyblade appears and she goes into action.
This time, I'll fight. You know Sora's completely hopeless without us. Come on, Riku.
As if things weren't crowded enough, Maleficent and Pete arrive as well, and Maleficent thinks this would be a great place for her to set up shop. Elsewhere, Mickey finds Diz, aka Ansem the Wise, and is finally reunited with his old friend. Mickey scolds him for not asking for help, and Ansem admits his desire for revenge blinded him. Now he wants to help make amends, and he and Mickey go off. Back at the battle, Xigbar arrives and fights Sora, while Kyrie and Riku are occupied. He talks a big game to throw Sora off, but it doesn't work and he's beaten. Sora reaches Kyrie and who he thinks is Ansem, but soon realizes that it's Riku. Sora's overwhelmed, having finally found his friends. Riku shares his shame at having Ansem's form, but of course Sora and Kyrie don't care about that as long as they have their friend back. Ansem the Wise is setting up a device to reclaim Kingdom Hearts, but because Ansem never learned his lesson, it's also going to encode Kingdom Hearts into data so Ansem can study and understand its power. Spoiler alert, like every time Ansem tries to make emotions into data, it's not going to go well. Luxord separates Sora from the rest of the group, and since he doesn't have any more importance to the story, he needs to fight Sora and die so we can move on. The group keeps moving and finds Sykes. He uses the moon's power to go into a berserker state. Of course Sora wins and Sykes falls, desperately grabbing for the heart he thinks he was so close to getting back.
Why? Kingdom Hearts? Where is is my heart.
Sora's getting real tired of all the organization members calling him Roxas, so Riku explains that Roxas was his nobody and a member of the organization. Someone should probably have mentioned that to him sooner, but I guess it just never came up. Ansem's machine starts to overload, and Ansem acknowledges that he's kind of a big dummy that can't leave well enough alone. He's finally accepted that he'll never boil down the heart into something concrete that he can understand, but it's too late to stop the machine. He tells Mickey to get back, and when Sora shows up he even apologizes to Roxas.
All my research amounted to nothing compared with that one boy's heart.
Ansem, a machine!
All the more proof that hearts cannot be contained by data. Run, my friend. It's going to self-destruct, and anything could happen.
But, Your Majesty!
Sora, the rest is up to you. And Roxas, I doubt you can hear me, but I am sorry.
Xemnas appears, mocking Ansem for causing all of this and inspiring the research that led to Xemnas' creation in the first place. Ansem responds that Xemnas didn't learn a thing from his own mistakes, and that the new world he's going to create with Kingdom Hearts is going to be shallow and ignorant. The machine explodes, sending Ansem the Wise back to the realm of darkness. Kingdom Hearts begins to leak the stolen hearts, and Heartless swarm the world that never was. On the plus side, the explosion turns Riku back to normal for some reason, and he's super hot now, so that's cool. Once again, Maleficent lends a reluctant hand to the heroes so they can go after Xemnas, and even Peach shows a little courage for once. Sora, Riku, and Mickey reach Xemnas, who questions the morality of their hatred for the darkness.
Why do you hate the darkness?
We don't hate it. It's just kinda scary. But the world's made of light and darkness. You can't have one without the other, 'cause darkness is half of everything. Sorta makes you wonder why we are scared of the dark.
It's because of who's lurking inside it.
Xemnas fights a duel with Sora and is defeated, but this is Kingdom Hearts, so y'all know he got like 5 more forms. Xemnas looks to his partially formed Kingdom Hearts for power, essentially desperate since it's not going to be complete again and this is his last shot. The door to Kingdom Hearts opens, everyone heading in together. Sora, Riku, Donald, and Goofy fight their way to Xemnas. Sora tries to reason with Xemnas, but his rage, however righteous it may once have been, has pushed him beyond redemption. The world that never was is crumbling, but Riku can't make portals of darkness anymore. Luckily, the MVP nominee is able to do it with what little self she has left. She and Roxas get a happier goodbye than their last one. I told y'all that sad scene earlier would pay off eventually.
I always thought nobodies were doomed to fade back into darkness.
Yeah, but you and I didn't. We got to meet our original selves.
So, we can be together again.
Right. Anytime Sora and Kairi are together.
We'll be together every day. Right, Sora?
Yeah.
Sora and Riku are cut off from the portal, since Xemnas, who of course has a dragon rocket ship, isn't done with them yet. Luckily, there's a convenient nobody speeder nearby, and Riku and Sora give chase. They have a final 2-on-1 battle with Xemnas, who has a stylish new coat straight off the runway, and though the battle takes everything they have, Riku and Sora are now perfectly in sync. Together, their power is finally able to destroy Xemnas, like super for realsies this time. Unfortunately, Sora and Riku are now stranded between realms. They settle on the dark margin, exhausted but together. Having saved everyone, they're content being where they are, but the message in a bottle Kairi wrote to Sora finds them, and its power opens the door to light, the counterpart to the door to darkness.
Thinking of you wherever you are. We pray for our sorrows to end, and hope that our hearts will blend.
Now I will step forward to realize this wish. And who knows? Starting a new journey may not be so hard. Or maybe it's already begun. There are many worlds, but they share the same sky. One sky, one destiny.
Light. The door to light. We'll go together. Yeah.
Sora and Riku head through it, appearing back on the Destiny Islands where Kairi, Donald, Goofy, and Mickey are waiting for them. Everyone has a tearful reunion, and after a long time away, the three friends are finally back home.